Hey guys, and welcome back to the next video. Today on this episode I will show you guys a couple of legend strategies which you guys can use, try to learn and dominate Legend League with that. Like overall we have a couple of strategies: Pekka Smash, Pekka Bobet, Queen Charge, Lalo, Hawks, whatever you guys want. There are so many strategies out there which are viable right now, which is super cool. So I'll have a couple of replays for you guys of those, and in the end I will rank all of them in my personal opinion, like what is the best way to push for you guys and what you should pick up to once again get higher in the rankings and make sure you don't drop out of Legend League. So let's jump into the first replay and take a look at our first strategy. And this is the first attack we want to take a look at. This is gonna be Sui Lalo with some loons in the slammer, which means it's not like Electron, even though you see the clone spell down there in the spell slot. But at the same time, watch this first loon. Triggering red mine, black mine, air skeletons, and is killing at the same time 4 Tesla. This loon was insane, like for real. This is madness. And now he's like rooting out the witches and getting rid of them with the poison. But after that, let's talk more about the strategy. The strategy is all about like you want to get rid of the enemy queen with your own heroes. So that's what his like ME4 is, to go in over here just to take out the enemy queen, because he has no option in his Lalo portion to take out the enemy queen. He has no Electro Dragon in his CC, he has no like Skeleton Spear or anything, so he has to get rid of the enemy queen with his Sui, otherwise he has no chance to get rid of her. At the same time as well, he has no Earthquake, which means this strategy is really risky, but at the same time, if you can manage to pull it off, it's really strong, because you have no option to activate the town hall other than the percentage game. So you have to somehow like fly your Lalo that nothing else is like you need the percentage to get the town hall, and that's the big issue in this attack. So it's really hard to pull off, and you should probably practice a couple of times in FCs before you use it in Legend League to actually try to push. And this is gonna be, the eagle won't fall, but at the same time it's really low already. Now he's starting with a couple of loons, already starting with minions. Like I said, the percentage is super important, 28% so far only, and he's starting from the other side just to make sure that when he's reaching the town hall that you have the percentage, which is super important. So coming in with the slammer from the right side, early heal spell just to make sure that his loons are managing to go through the Inferno Tower, and he does not want to use an early haste spell or anything, so he's waiting with the heal, then an haste spell into the eagle, and then you can see he's like coming in with so many loons that the defenses can't really handle them. And now the loon spell is coming in clutch, because like on this attack strategy is pretty much all about you want to have at least one loon on the town hall, and then you can just clone it, and you have so many loons on the town hall that it's immediately going away. At the same time, it's nice if your warden is following the loons onto the town hall, but at the same time, there are only cloned loons, so it's not too bad if you lose them and you use the warden ability elsewhere. So that's the nice thing about the strategy. And let's jump into the next attack and take a look at the next strategy, what the guys are using. The next one is going to be a classic, and this is gonna be Queen Charge minus, a super popular strategy in war and in trophy pushing actually as well. But I get a lot of questions why I don't use miners and hawks instead. And the answer is pretty simple, and it's all about the funneling and the resources you have to put into each part of the attack to make it work. For example, on trophy bases, it's most of the time really tough to funnel, which means you kind of often need a Pekka and a king, or sometimes even more stuff, which means you have put all of your resources into the Queen Charge, which means at the same time you need a setup for miners. You need to clear the outside trash for miners so they can stay inside and get like the most value. For Hawks it's different. For Hawks I can put a lot of like resources into the Queen Charge, like for example Tomzy is doing right now. Like he put a king, Pekka, multiple rage spells, etc., everything into the Queen Charge. So he has no resources anymore to put into the funnel of the miners. And that's a huge problem when I push with miners, or like something I'm not able to fix. So in the end, my favorite attack strategy will be, and at the moment is, Queen Charge Hawks, because I think you don't have to put as many resources into the second phase, which is nicer in my opinion. And at the same time, Queen Charge Hawks are faster. Like you have more time for the Queen Charge, because Hawks overall don't take that much time to get through the rest of the base, which is always a nice thing, especially when you're pushing, in my opinion. At the same time, Queen Charge miners are for sure really, really strong, especially with the new Warden level. So that's really nice. And like, just try it out. I think Queen Charge miners definitely are at the top when it comes down to strategies in Legend League. So just give it a go. Try whether it works for you. But right now, my favorite is still Queen Charge Hawks. Still, Tomsy is managing to get the triple on this max base, which is really, really nice. A couple of walls are missing, but in the end, he Queen Charged only the part which has the max walls. And at the same time showed how you can triple one of those pesky like anti-2-star bases where it's like this huge teaser, like everyone is trying to make you that you're coming from the bottom, which he actually does, and still managed to get the 3-star. So nicely done by Tomsy, and we will go to the next attack strategy, and this one, like so many of you guys wanted to see this strategy. The next strategy is going to be Pekka Bobet, like a super, super strong strategy, which was like already around there before the update, and after the update it's still super strong. What you want to do in this is to take out as much splash damage in the base as possible, which means he will walk from, he will walk from over here, like into the base over here, which means he gets rid of 1, 2 Wizard Towers and 2 Inferno Towers at the same time with the Town Hall, which means it's so much splash damage already gone in this base. And after that, he can just like bring in his bats and clear out the rest of the base. He has overall 3 free spells with him, which means it should be really easy to freeze those last couple of defenses. And one thing what I wanted to mention as well in this attack is the current meta and the balance of the game, because we had a match against Team Castle last weekend, and there were actually a lot of triples in those matches, and I saw a lot of people talking about like, oh my god, Town 12 is too easy, the new hero levels broke the game, whatever. But then at the same time, if I watched the invite, like the community leagues, where a lot of good players are in as well, and there are a couple of clans like 1 out of 9 and other hit rates which are really similar to that. So to me, it's not. And those, by the way, those attacks were with scouts, which means you guys know where the traps are, kinda, in the invite leagues, because they don't use this like one attack rule, so you can attack as many times as you want, like 10v12, just to get the trap information. So in my opinion, it's, yeah, I don't know, like, it's just the showcasing of how good you can get at the game. If there's a Team Castle versus Tribe match, you know that are like a couple of the best players in the entire world. And if they triple a lot, that doesn't mean that the game is broken. That just means that those players are good. There's a difference whether you have like everyone is doing the triples, which I don't see right now. In Legend League, I didn't have a single triple against my base, and I'm using anti-2-star bases, which are more easy to triple than those anti-3-star bases. So there's still like a huge gap between those casual, good, and really good players, and that's what's all about. And that's why I like the meta right now so much, because you can actually do something with Queen Charges, with Pekka Smash. Like, there's so many different strategies out there which you can use and try to make sure that the enemy base is not good at. So it's just all about how you analyze the opponent's bases and how you can execute your own attacks. But at the same time, you want to watch a couple of more replays of Legend League strategies, and make sure that you guys have at the end of this video, a nice strategy to push with. Since we already saw a Pekka Smash with bats, like a Pekka Bobet attack, we want to go back to the classic Pekka Smash as well, without bats, without anything special. This one is all about the pathing and how to like kind of counter the thinking behind building and the reasoning why anti-2-star and trophy bases are good. The main thing why Pekka Smash bases, why anti-2-star bases are good, are because it's really hard to get the town hall because there's so much around it. Like you can see on this one, there's the Inferno Towers, the X-Bows, everything is kind of centered around the town hall, the Eagle as well. Over here there will be Tesla, which means there's so much around the town hall just to make sure that you protect this one. And the next thing what you have is like the anti-funneling aspect of a base, which means you have those kind of alleys where your troops can walk around the tunnel compartment and can reach the tunnel, which in the end sometimes costs you the 1 star of the town hall itself. So those are like the thinkings behind the anti 2-star bases. But at the same time, you have Pekka Smash countering this completely, because you can see as soon as they reach the town hall with this like huge damage all around this, it doesn't really matter. You have those healers, you have the Pekka, King, Warden ability most of the time, so you can get rid of that really, really easily. And like you can see in this one, in this attack, the core is already gone, like completely wiped out, while the queen already went on the outside, clearing everything out of the way over there. So that's like how you can make sure that those bases are get completely smashed, and it's really, really strong right now. So if you want to try Pekka Smash or Pekka Bobat, go for it. It's super strong and most of the time really, really good option for 3 stars. At the same time, I'm not I won't do it because I think at the top there will be at some point anti 3-star bases, because I think that's like the way to go, because there are most of the top players over there and you don't want to get tripled over and over again. So I think that will happen at some point, and this means those really easy bases you can triple every single time kind of with Pekka Smash won't be there anymore, which means it's getting really, really difficult. And in my opinion, something like Queen Charge Hawks or Lalo could be a better option to go. So that's why I won't go with the Pekka Smash way. But yeah, this in the end is going to be a triple, and this is going to be the next attack on our list. I will rank all of the attacks in the end of this video, like on my personal opinion, but this means we'll jump into the next attack. The last attack I want to show you guys, or like the last strategy I want to highlight, is Queen Charge Lalo. Because I'm doing so much Queen Charge Hawks on myself, I won't highlight this strategy in this video as well. There will be more videos to come, like tomorrow there will be a push video once again where I can show some more Hawk attacks if you would like to have them. But this video will be only on my German channel, because like you guys already noticed, I only show English videos every 2 days, because I don't have like the time to show even more videos. I hope you guys can understand. If this channel is growing and getting bigger, then at some point I will maybe upload each day. But right now I just don't have the time to do that. So we just watched the last attack, which will be Queen Charge Lalo, the last strategy. And on this base, like the base itself is already really popular as well. But on this one, it's all about this one LA where you can walk and reach everything. Like you can reach in the core, or like this next LA, and on the outside, your queen is getting everything. It's insane the value you can get over there. Zebix perfectly executed. He's luring the CC out with the minions, and then the 2 dragons are coming in. One thing what you should notice is that he's using minions to lure the CC, because there will be never a ground troop coming into the range of the CC, which means if you would lure the clan castle with, for example, Wallbreaker, the wizard, whatever, this would mean there could be potentially something like an Ice Golem, Pekka, I don't know, like a Lava Hound, whatever could come out and fly to your queen. But you don't want to have that. You just want to lure out the air troops, which could kill your air part, because a Lava Hound will never target your air troops. A Pekka, Ice Golem, whatever, they will never target your air troops, which means you don't have to lure those. They can just like stay in the CC and die over there, I guess. So that's really, really important if you do those Queen Charge Lalo attacks, and he's doing it perfectly. Town Hall is gone. He has a lot of spells left, and this is going to be a huge overkill. Really, really nice job by Zebix. And the last strategy I wanted to highlight. So we have overall, we have Queen Charge Hawks as a strategy. If you watch a couple of my other videos, Queen Charge Lalo, Sui Lalo, Pekka Bobat, Pekka Smash, and Queen Charge minus all of those strategies. And what I will do as well is I will rank those. Like in my opinion, what will be the strongest strategies overall. If you like always based on if you can execute all of those attacks at the same level. Like if you're better at Queen Charge Lalo, do Queen Charge Lalo. Don't try Queen Charge Hogs because, well, you're better at Queen Charge Lalo. So all those rankings are based on if you are the same level on each attack, each strategy. And the strongest, in my opinion, is Sui Lalo because I think it has the most potential overall to triple any base at the top. With you have so many flexibility in your strategy, so I think Sui Lalo will be the #1 strategy. I think after that there's Queen Charge Lalo, maybe Queen Charge Hog at the same, but like 2 and 3, those two will be #2 and 3 in my opinion. I think against those push bases, Hogs are a little bit weaker than Lalo because I think with Lalo you have more impact on how your troops will path. Like you have more option into surgical deployment, while Hogs you need those groups, those big groups. Otherwise, the Hogs will still, even though they're really tanky, they will die kind of quickly. So I think Lalo, Queen Charge Lalo at #2, Queen Charge Hogs at #3. At #4, you have Pekka Smash, in my opinion, Pekka Smash or Pekka Bobat. I think that's actually up to you. What's your favorite? What you can like do best? And the last option will be Queen Charge Minus because I just think you don't have the resources to put everything into your miners and Queen. Like you can't really do that on a level where you have to prepare for any base pretty much. While for Queen Charge Lalo, Hogs, Sui Lalo, whatever, or Pekka Smash, you can pretty much have like one army which is working for any base. While for Queen Charge Miner, you are really based on your funnel troops. And if those don't fit to the base, you're screwed. You have no option to come back. While on the other strategies, it's really more like basic and like more general. So I think that's why Queen Charge Miners, in my opinion, is in the last spot of those strategy I just highlighted. If you guys liked the content, if you guys liked the video, make sure you leave a like in the video as well and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more future videos and strategy guides in this game. That was it for this video. I hope to see you guys in 2 days in the next video. See you guys over there.